Good morning, students, and welcome back to another episode of Armor Class. My name is Derek, and I will be your headmaster. Last week, you met Rendwin Locke, the naive and sheltered half-elf born to riches, and with the close of his adventure brought the close of the four-part character introduction segment of Season 1. In today's episode, you will join Ren and Bash as they travel from the grounds of Rendwin's Manor to Taron Ka, the home of Armor Class School of Martial and Magical Arts. However, along their way, they are sidetracked in the small apple village of Oakhaven. But first, a few announcements. It's been brought to my attention that within the last couple episodes, there were some quiet parts. I've made the necessary adjustments and hope to have that fixed going forward, but I do apologize if there was any quality issues for you listeners. Your feedback is much appreciated as we nail down the final standards for our audio editing practices. In last week's introduction, we did a full pitch of the Patreon, and as we come into this week, I would like to make an amendment. It was my initial intention to offer unedited episodes to showcase some of the silliness and shenanigans that took place behind the scenes, but upon re-listening to the episodes in their unedited form, I came to the realization that it brought less value than I initially thought. So we have amended the Patreon rewards to exclude unedited episodes and are working on rolling out a content plan for all of the bonus content you can expect to receive as a member of the Patreon. So now for the pitch. If you're really enjoying Armor Class and would like to support us at a greater level, consider checking out our Patreon, where for just $5 a month, you get access to official episode releases 7 days before the public, exclusive bonus content including hilarious in-character homework assignments, character journal entries, and even exclusive bonus full-length episodes. You'll have access to our private community Discord server, and you'll be able to participate in any and all live events that we offer. For $10 a month, you'll even have access to the database of all homebrew exclusive Armor Class content created to run this podcast. So if you want to run or participate in your own game at Armor Class School in Martial and Magical Arts, you will have access to all of the resource materials used to build the world. Or if you would just like to follow along with the podcast and view the character sheets as the characters come up, you'll have access to all of the materials necessary to do so. And if you're really interested in supporting Armor Class for $15 a month, we will add on a personal shout out with every episode to all the backers at Doyen level. And that brings us to the end of our announcements. So without further ado, please turn in your books to Chapter 1, Journey to Taron Ka. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy the episode.
We're on a journey to discover what we're made of in a world that we don't know. Humble beginnings to the grandest of adventures to show. The future is calling our names, and we will cross that horizon into brighter days. We will stand in the face of defeat, so we can rise up above the mistakes that we've made, to believe in the good that we see. As the world keeps on turning and the winds of change blow, we'll rely on the friends that we've made. As new evils arise, we will defend our homes from the perils that stand in our way.
I am here in the studio with Jeremiah and Colin, and we are going to be doing a traveling episode today as they make their way from their homes to Armor Class. More specifically, in this case, from Rendwin's home, as they make their way across the land to the Eastern Gate.
Locke Manor.
Locke Manor.
We left it in the wind. We left it in the dust.
topiary.
Yeah, my eagle bush.
Yeah.
You were living in a tent, in a gross, smelly skin tent under my eagle bush.
Mm.
The most powerful bush I've ever behold.
Oh.
Great. All right, Jeremiah, would you like to introduce us to your character?
That was suspense, in case you were wondering.
Suspense.
It's Bash here. It's been bashing. I've got nothing.
You don't want to introduce us to
We
your
got a little bit
character?
of rust
Yeah,
on
shake
us.
it off.
I need to shake it off. Need to throw some axes.
That Taylor Swift.
Those
Shake it
Taylor
off.
Swift vibes.
We love you, Taylor.
Pet my very cute little rabbit pet that is still alive, and I'm realizing after listening back that I've kept this rabbit in a cage for weeks
No,
inside my bag.
not a cage. You just put
It's
the
loose
rabbit
in the
in the
bag.
bag. He wasn't confined. You just put him in your bag. He's just in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Scurrying. Scurrying.
so I'm afraid that I've bonded with this rabbit and then eaten it.
Yeah, like you waited a good while before we ended up killing the thing. But
Does
you know,
Bash truly bond with prey animals
yeah,
like
would
that?
you see it as anything other than a meal?
I think Bash would actually.
Really? And
I
that-
think his orcish family would tell him that that's wrong.
Yeah, that's the difference between Bash and other orcs.
It's like he doesn't necessarily want to kill the rabbit,
Right.
but he wants to eat food.
He's hungry. I get it.
And
Yeah.
if the tables were turned, the rabbit would eat Bash in a heartbeat.
Call it what is its name? Lunchable?
I was gonna call it
Sack
haunch.
lunch?
It's haunch.
Haunch. I
Yeah.
like it.
Rabbit haunch.
All right, so we'll learn more about Bash here in this this episode. Colin, you want to introduce us to Rendwin Locke?
Ooh. Yeah.
Sad boy
Wait.
hours.
Sad boy hours. My name is Colin. I play Rendwin Locke. He's a half elf. Just a real sad guy. Kind of what I described it as in the other episodes is he was like the son of Jeff Bezos, money mogul kind of guy, who's just very not around. So he's very resentful towards his family, but very privileged at the same time. So we'll see how that kind of transgresses or whatever over the course of the podcast. But I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, same here. All right. Well, you guys have left the grounds of Locke Manor
Ooh.
and are traveling westward through the woods, through the hills, over the river, all the way to Grandma's house.
To Grandma's house we
yeah,
go.
exactly.
Sorry. I will say, from listening to the other episodes,
Yeah.
I did notice that Rendwin, I was the only one that didn't eat anything really right before I left. Everyone else managed to get a meal in with their families before they left, and I was so wrapped up in my fight with Mr. Pimbleton, I had some of a croissant and then left. So this whole time that we're walking, Rendwin's not gonna say anything or make it obvious, but he's really hungry.
The whole time he's just waiting
starving.
for somebody to hand him food.
Yeah,
Perfect.
unbearably hungry.
Bash is walking right next to you eating rabbit jerky.
Nice.
Since you don't say anything.
Right, no.
He doesn't do anything.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you guys think you're talking about as you're walking down the path here?
So you always gonna be small?
Well,
Is that a thing for? I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember what you are. It's not an orc, and
No.
that's really hard for me, personally. You know.
right? No, yeah, no, not an orc, half elf.
Right.
And I mean, as far as half elves go, I don't think I'm that small. I mean, I'm not that big, but I might, grow a little bit. I'm still kind of young. Just like you're still kind of waiting to fill out, I might get there.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because sometimes they call me a half orc, and I'm
Right.
like, no, I'm still filling out.
Yeah.
So I think they're like, it's half an orc. So are you half an elf, and you're still gonna elf more?
I don't think that's how it works, but maybe. I don't really know.
By the end of the adventure, Bash has Rendwin convinced he will one day
Yeah,
be full elf.
elf. I have a question. Are
Yeah,
you
what's up?
are you always gonna be scary? Like, are you gonna like you got little? Do you have little tusks?
Yeah, they're
Are
not
those
too bad.
are those gonna get like bigger?
I think so. Dads are huge. I
Ha-
don't know how he eats half the time.
Right? Like, wouldn't those get in the way?
You'd
What?
think so, but like the female orcs, their jaws can like unhinge. It's absurd.
Oh,
Yeah.
Renwin makes a small note. Female orc jaws unhinged. Gross.
I'm assuming males can do
Use
the
a little
same, but I've
notebook.
only seen the females do it
Yeah, I don't. That's
as like a display of dominance.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it would probably work. I think if an orc woman came up to me and unhinged her jaw in an attempt to scare me off, I would be pretty terrified. I don't think I would
Yeah,
stick
that
around to
sounds
see what
scary.
she would do.
Oh, I mean, sometimes they do it to flirt.
What?
Yeah.
And it works?
I mean, yeah.
Renwin looks down at the ground and just starts kind of messing with his jaw a little bit. Like, is that what you do? Is that how you do it? You unhinge your jaw at people?
Oh, I mean, the woman usually makes the first move, and it's usually a
Oh.
punch.
A punch?
Yeah.
It sounds like
And if like the guy's really brave, then he'll offer her like a meal or a sacrifice.
of a sacrifice of.
Oh, like a rabbit or an adventurer or one of my dad told me a story about how he proposed with a whole group of adventurers.
Oh, like
She
a
turned him
whole-
down though, and then she killed them.
Damn,
It was
that's
brutal.
brutal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
He still
is
kept
hard.
trying, you know.
Yeah.
Gotta do what you gotta do for love.
Wow, it's hard out here.
Bash walks with his chin held high.
The most noble pursuit.
Renwin's just so confused. It's like, is this how it works out here? I have no clue. I'll be honest, I've never left the manor on my own. This is the first time.
Yeah, I was looking at that for a while. How do you tell the rocks to stay like that?
What do you mean? Like the statues that we have?
Yeah.
Well, they don't. You carve them and then they don't move. They're rocks. Rocks don't move unless you move them.
Well, I've stacked rocks before, but they usually fall down.
Well, yeah, but that's different than like a rock that has been chiseled into a shape. Imagine if you took your stack of rocks
Yeah.
and instead of taking a bunch of small rocks and putting them on top of each other,
Yeah.
you took one big rock and broke away pieces of it until it looked like a bunch of small rocks standing on top of each other. That would never fall over.
So you can command the rock with this thing called chisel. Bash writes down in his tiny journal. Must find chisel.
We're both just taking notes from what like each other
Right,
says, and
yeah.
they're just totally unhinged. Yeah, no, I mean, kind of in a way. You'd probably like it because it takes a lot of brute force to do, but it also a lot of art, like artistry, a lot of creativity to sculpt in a good manner. So you might enjoy it. Maybe we'll look into getting you a chisel and a big rock sometime.
That'd be sick.
I'd like to see
That'd be
what comes
sick.
out of that.
It's taken a real long time to get to this party. I gotta say.
Yeah, well, by the way, you know it's not a party, right?
What?
Yeah, I meant to bring that up. It's not a party. It's a school. Like, did you
Yeah, a bunch of kids get together and they learn how to do cool stuff, and then they go home. That's a party, right?
I mean,
A 3-year party.
I would say not by definition.
You'll be in a party.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure here's what I will say. I'm sure there will be parties there. But if you left in preparation for what you are assuming is a party, what all did you bring? Like, what do you have? Like, we're going to be walking for presumably a long time. It's kind of far. You know, it's not like this place is just like right around the corner. Like I didn't even know it was real, you know, until they showed up and gave me a damn letter. So now we're just kind of trudging. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not convinced we're gonna make it. But I'm gonna try anyway.
Oh, I mean, we'll be fine. I've got my house with me. That's what you told me it's called.
Yeah, no. What we had like the big wooden structure was a house or a manor. What you have is an abomination, a stinky flag of carcasses.
Abomination? What do you mean?
It's just kind of gross. I mean, no offense.
Huh.
Renwin has no idea how to talk to people. But I mean, I'm sure it is useful for keeping you warm, like skin normally does.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice and toasty in the tent.
There you go. Yeah, it's not all bad.
Keeps you dry, keeps you warm. Then you can put stuff in it when you don't want to hold the stuff.
So, but hypothetically,
Yeah.
how long do you think you have the supplies to last for out here?
Oh, well, as long as I can set up camp, then I'll be fine anywhere. It's the work way.
Like, just anywhere? You're just gonna plop down and just sleep on the ground?
Well, yeah. I mean, I got a little sleeping bag. You see, I took a bunch of rabbits and strung them together, and
Renwin is dying inside.
That's impressive.
no, it's super cozy.
So
Well, I'm assuming you're wearing some kind of like weird skin.
this is silk.
Is that from some kind of beast?
No, it's from the city. Father had them made.
Oh, so your father killed it for you. I got it.
Oh, I mean, I really hope he didn't kill anybody. My father, I mean,
No, the silk beast, of which the silk was harvested.
there's a silk beast?
Well, clearly you're wearing it.
Renwin writes down silk beast question mark.
Doesn't
sounds
understand the
horrible.
concepts of spiders.
So many side quests.
So presumably I mean, if what you're saying is correct, hopefully we make it there in one piece. But if you thought this was a party, do you know how long like you'll be gone?
Like 4 days or so. Although it's taken me like almost a week to get there now.
Yeah, it's
It's
gonna
really
take us.
inconvenient.
It's gonna take us, I think, more than 4 more days to even get there.
Work dad's gonna be kind of
And then you do
disappointed.
realize
I
that
told
when-
him I'd be back real soon. I didn't think it
Oh.
was far.
Well, do you have your letter that they gave you?
Oh yeah, he pulls out his little notebook and unfolds it, and this super crumpled
Yeah.
little piece of paper falls out and gets super dirty.
It's
Picks
got
it up.
like dark splotches and like grease on it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
it's I point to the line. There's like a line in there or something. And I'm like it says it's a 3-year term.
Year.
Yeah,
Is
like
that like
12. There's 12 months. You know, like in a year, and it's from
12 moons? You mean?
No, the moon is there's only one, and that's up in the sky.
No,
At
you
night.
have 12 moons in a year.
How would you get that many moons?
Well, you get
In
a
1
new
year.
one each month. That's why it's called a new moon. You know? They do things weird as elves.
Listen, I think that you're gonna be gone for a lot longer than you thought.
Oh. I guess I should head back to Orcadia and let my dad know. Well, I'll see you later. I'm
As you
gonna catch up
guys,
with you.
as you guys are preaching this point,
Well, you
You've
can't
gone on-
leave.
you guys have gone on like this at this point together for like 4 days.
Yeah.
And as you are on the westward path toward Taranka, you guys come across a village, an entrance to a village. It's a small town. It is Oak Haven. I don't know if either of you would truly know
Ooh.
that, but it's a place called Oak Haven. It
like
is
that.
located. Yeah, it's just like it's like what you would find along the train tracks. It's like just an intermediary stop.
Right.
Normally people don't stay here for long because they're usually traveling to Taranka. And but they are notably famous for their apples. They have a big apple orchard. So as you are coming in, you see this. It's only big enough for like 500 people. The population is right around 500, made up of mostly humans and halflings. So it's not huge, but it's not super small either. And you can see out like behind some of the buildings, the beginnings of the apple orchard that stretches off. And they have a big apple festival and everything like that. As you're walking through, you see some windows boarded up. You see people walking around wearing like face coverings that you're not used to people seeing. There's a lot of coughing. There's a lot of hurried moving. People are like just trying to get where they're going and then hide. And you get the sense that like people are falling sick here, and you're not sure why.
Renwin pulls his ascot up over his face.
Of course, he's got an ascot.
And he's like, "Well, yeah, we mentioned that in the beta episode, or like the chem sesh. You made an ascot out of a dead squirrel corn." Anyway,
I don't have that yet.
No, not yet. But Renwin pulls his ascot up over his face.
Yeah,
and looks around and he's like, "Why aren't they fixing their dirty, gross houses? This is nasty."
Oh,
It's out loud, like everyone can hear him.
I thought they looked pretty nice.
you get a couple like stares of like incredulousness as people hear you insult them.
He's oblivious.
Yep.
No idea. He's just looking around like, where the hell are we, Bash? Do you even know where this is?
No, you told me to go west, and
you said we were going west.
Oh.
Oh
At
my
this-
god!
You suffer a moment of hysteria as you wonder if you're even traveling in the right direction. But rest assured that you are. There's some kind of like sign or something that says like Taranka, 3 days that way.
Okay.
It's actually a bit further than 3 days, but it says Taranka.
See,
Follow on.
Bash, look.
Yeah.
It says we're 4 days or 5 away from Taranka, and that's just where it is.
It just
like
says
that's
a
just
trek.
where
A trek that way.
trek. That's a whole trek.
Why? Why is it so far?
That's just how land works.
Yeah, Valaya is a big place.
Hey, another weird side question.
Huh.
You see those trees over there?
Renwin looks. Yeah,
You see the trees.
I see them.
How'd they get them to grow in a straight line? Is that a magic thing?
I mean maybe, but I doubt it. My
why-
guess is that they either planted them and they grew like that, or they cut trees away in a certain way that all that was left was a line of a tree line, if you will.
Also, the trees have like little red corpses on them. Are those edible?
They have what?
Little red corpse. Look at them. They're hanging there. He's pointing at apples.
Are you talking about the apples?
What's an apple?
Ren goes
Red
over
things
to
are
a
dead.
tree and attempts to get down some apples.
You go to the tree and try to take an apple.
Yeah, two
Okay.
of them.
You do. You get a couple apples.
I take 2 apples, and Ren looks at it and immediately thinks like, "Wow, this should be washed," but whatever, I guess. I'm starving. And I hand it to Bash. I hand one to Bash, and I take the apple and I hold it up at him and I rub it on my shirt,
Bash mimics you identically.
and then I take a giant crispy bite out of this apple.
All right. The apple tastes delicious.
Ooh,
It is juicy. It is crunchy.
crunchy.
It is everything that you could hope for out of an apple.
Nice. That's a good app.
Yep.
Bash takes a bite into it. Now, is this a Granny Smith or is this like
Yeah,
a little
Honey
red
Crisp?
delicious?
I imagined a big, juicy Honey Crisp.
Sure.
Those are
Yeah. Honey
phenomenal.
Oh,
Crisp.
so it's super sweet. And
Yeah, very sweet.
It's like candy.
So he
It's
bites
nature's
into
candy.
it, and it just falls out of his mouth, and he sets the apple on the ground.
He doesn't like it.
You don't
That
you don't
is-
like it?
That's absolutely awful. I don't know how you were able to eat that.
There is another
They're
tree
delicious.
with yellow ones.
It had this weird,
And green.
tingly, happy feeling on my tongue, and I didn't like it.
That's because it's sweet. It's sugar.
Sweet.
Yeah. Nature produces a compound called sugar in a lot of foods.
Sugar.
It's good.
Sugar is the enemy.
As you guys are discussing this newfound revelation
Brendan,
along your journeys.
sorry, I'm gonna pocket a couple apples if I can.
Okay.
Just throw them in my bag.
Perfect. Even
Cool.
better for what I was about to say.
Road apples.
Somebody shuffles up behind you, an older gentleman, and he's like, "Are you going to pay for those? This is a community."
I'm sorry. Ooh. Brendan, as he coughs, kind of lurches back a little bit, but it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Well, yeah, and he starts looking for his gold pouch, in his little bag, his coins he carries, and just flicks 2 gold at the guy, and is like,
Too cold.
yeah, and is like, is that? I don't know, is that enough? Do you need more?
He continues coughing, and he puts a hand out against the closest building to steady himself. He's like, that'll do.
Are you okay?
We're not certain.
Brendan would readjust his ascot, like make sure it's completely covering his face, and is like, "Are you like we? Like, what do you mean we? Like the doctors? Like
The town as a whole.
it has a what? A what?
A whole.
A hole?
A whole.
Bash?
There's an
Huh?
illness that we are unfamiliar with, spreading throughout the town.
Bash, did you know about this town hole?
I'm more interested in those weird shiny rocks you just tossed at him.
What? That's we'll get over it. We'll cover that later. What? Are you? So you're all ill? Are we gonna get ill? We just
There
wandered in
are
here.
lots of ill, and we're not sure what's causing it.
Brendan immediately takes like a very large step back and is like, okay, well, I don't want to be ill. I don't know about you, Bash.
If it's shiny rocks you like, he looks at you, Bash. If you two energized young sleuths wouldn't mind trying to locate where the illness is coming from, the town would pay you well.
Like, oh,
Huh.
look, man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I really need money. I don't know. Bash might. I don't think I really need any more money.
If not for money, do it for the people.
If you will promise me that if we help, we can sleep in beds for at least a night.
You will have the lodging that you need, and if you're successful, apples for life.
I mean,
At this rate,
I don't think we got a lot of options, Bash.
we'll not have apples if no one is here to tend to the orchard.
I
You
mean,
know-
orcs don't really get
Part-
sick, so
You
yeah,
know-
we'll go beat up your weird sick thing.
Well, give us just a moment. And Ren kind of pulls Bash over into like a huddle. Oh, God, Jesus.
A moment it is, but not too long,
Oh,
please.
I think you dropped your lung.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
in that
let
pile
me-
of
let me
mysterious
pick it
goo.
up.
I'm not touching that. Anyway, Bash, listen.
Oh yeah, what's up?
All right, here's the thing.
Yeah.
part of me really thinks this might be some kind of trap. What if they're trying to get us sick too?
But I can't get sick.
What do you mean you can't get sick?
No, orcs don't get sick.
They just can't?
Yeah.
Are you sure? What if this is the
yeah.
one thing you can get?
Oh, then I guess I'll die.
Fair enough. I don't want to sleep on the ground again. I want to sleep in a bed, man.
What's a bed?
There's so many things, Bash. I must open your eyes to. A bed is like when you, instead of putting like your stuff on the ground and laying on the dirty, gross, hard ground that hurts and is not comfortable, you take a thing and raise it off the ground and put a soft surface on top of that thing. And it's way better, I promise.
Huh. We'll try it out.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Colin Payne, though you may know me better as Ren here on Armor Class. I've interrupted this fine broadcast to pose to you a question. What is the sweetest sound in the world? Close your eyes and really try to imagine it. Maybe it's the breeze on the ocean, or a beautiful symphony. Perhaps even the voice of someone you hold very close to your heart. Touching, isn't it? It is. But it's wrong. Incorrect. Whatever you just thought of, it's not it, Chief. But don't you worry, my dear viewer, because I am here to tell you exactly what the sweetest sound in the world actually is. And that sound, my friends, is uncommon nonsense. The new comedy podcast hosted by yours truly, with conversations so soothingly chill and bits so blisteringly hot, it'll have you entranced by the quality banter between a charismatic host and energetic, interesting guest while it burns your feeble flesh down to the bone. The funny bone. So if you like the sounds you're hearing and you're sick of podcasts taking themselves too seriously, then Uncommon Nonsense with Colin Payne is the show for you. Trust me, I don't take anything too seriously. Not even this. The entire time I've been recording this ad, I've been playing a janky recreation of Flappy Bird. You guys remember that? The iPhone game? Taken off the App Store? Anyway, get your funky junk over to youtube.com/uncommoncolyt and subscribe. Or give us a listen on Spotify by searching Uncommon Nonsense with Colin Payne. Or clicking the link in the description. We upload new episodes every other Thursday, so we'll catch you then. Now back to Not This Ad.
Alright, so Renwin turns back to the guy and is like, yeah, I mean, we don't really have anything, like, we don't have anywhere else to go. So, if you'll help us, I guess we'll help you, right?
Yeah, I'd like a bed.
Excellent. I will. The tavern is that way.
The what now?
The tavern.
Oh, okay.
The inn.
The inn.
The
Okay.
inn.
I'm sorry. I thought you said Talon.
No.
The Talon is that way. Oh. Okay, we'll head to the inn.
I told them that Erengard sent you.
Erengard?
Erengard.
Erengard. Is that your name?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm Renduin. You can call me Ren. Oh.
It's a pleasure.
And
Please help us.
this is Bash.
Hello.
We'll do our best.
Okay, thanks.
Bash walks over, pats him on the back.
You're gonna break it, Bash.
Alright,
Be
you
careful.
got this. We'll go fight your weird sick.
Thank you.
So he sits down and tries to catch his breath. So you have this town built around the love of apples. There's the tavern, there's the saloon, there's the elders hall,
Ooh.
there's the marketplace, the riverfront, and the orchard itself. There's a well in the middle of the village. They have a couple gardens where most of their vegetation is grown. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I would say we should probably go to the inn. That's where the sick old man pointed us to.
That sounds good. Let's
All
do
right.
that.
All right. So
As
you
we
guys
try
go ahead.
find our way to the inn.
Yeah. So you guys walked back out from, it was just a small alley that led into the orchard, and you walked back out into like the town square. I mean, this whole town's only a couple blocks. Most of its residents live further on the outskirts.
You said it was only like 500 people, right?
Yeah,
This is
not,
dinky.
Yeah, it's not a big place.
It's dinky and
Wow.
stinky.
These guys have to be pretty powerful. Look how they got these buildings to stand. You said they're
Bash.
called buildings?
Bash, what the hell are you talking about? That one's like that one's falling over as we speak. That one's literally crumbling.
Well, I mean, it's going to fight back. It doesn't want to stand. I mean, look at it. Who wants to stand like that all day?
What?
What?
The way your brain works is a wonder, Bash. But
Thank you.
you're welcome, you know? But hey, no, these people are not doing great. This
Oh.
is one of the worst places I think I could have ever imagined.
Oh.
I hate it here.
Oh.
But I mean, at least it's not my house, so I'm having a good time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What he said to go to the inn, and I'm starving. And I'm assuming they have food there, so maybe I can convince them to give me food, or I guess buy it and have them tell me what's going on or something while I stuff my face. Are you hungry for something that's not apples?
Oh, I've been munching on jerky like the whole trip. Do you want some jerky?
You had food?
Yeah, I've got like a couple weeks worth of rations in my bag, as per like standard.
But no one brought food like to you. How did you get it?
Bash pulls a live rabbit out by its ears in his bag.
Oh my god.
You catch these.
You've been carrying that with us?
Yeah.
We've been walking for days. That's been in your bag?
I threw some grass in there.
It's like, is it like malnourished?
No. It's
But there
not.
is, so then there's,
It might have been snacking on some jerky as well.
right, which is cannibalistic. But
I'm so
then-
fucked up.
What you're implying is that there's now rabbit byproduct, aka feces and piss, in your little bag there. You're carrying around a bag full of rabbit piss?
No, the little poops are actually really good for fire starter.
Okay. I'm really glad you said fire starter. For a split second, I thought you were going to say really good for fiber. And I was like, bro, we're going a weird way here.
No, they don't eat shit.
Okay, yeah, good.
No.
So, but they use them as tinder?
Yeah, when rabbit poop or deer poop or especially goat poop dries because their diet is pretty much grass.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's good fire
I
starter.
guess. But what about the piss?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
That's just the problem.
It just seems to go away when I put it in the bag. It's never really been a problem.
All right, I'm going to act like we didn't have that conversation. But how about we get something that's not alive and shitting in your bag to eat? And you can hold on to your little friend there.
All right. Bash shoves the rabbit back in the bag
Poor guy.
in between the hatchets.
That poor creature. But yeah, Ren goes to the inn, and when we get there though, he's probably like, you should probably walk in first though, just in case. I mean, I don't, you're bigger, you're tougher.
Oh, you think we're gonna have to fight somebody in the inn?
I sure hope not. But if anybody wants to take my beautiful clothing or my exuberant amounts of money that I have in my pocket, then they might get rowdy.
What'd you do? Just like clean out your dad's safe on the way out?
No, but I would imagine that Ren had like a little stash in his room
Pocket money.
of like allowance. Yeah.
Pocket money, 200 gold.
Yeah.
Just in a little bag, and he threw it in his bag.
Right.
Just,
Yeah.
I'm
natural.
assuming it'll run out at some point, but this is just part of that was all Ren knew to take was money. He didn't take any food. He took clothing and money. Because he's an idiot. In his own special way.
Just
Much like you,
Bash.
Bash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bunch of idiots going
We're
out together.
two sides of the same idiot coin, just completely flipped.
Yeah. I
That's
think Bash is semi-intelligent. He just
Yeah.
hasn't had any opportunity in his entire life.
Right. Just like Ren thinks that he's really, really smart and hasn't had any opportunity to like actually live like real world knowledge,
Yeah.
or like interact with people.
Bash has high wisdom. Ren has high intelligence,
Yeah.
but not vice versa.
And now we're trying to
You
solve
guys
the
make a good
problems of the
team.
town.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as you guys approach the door of the inn, you reach out for it. Bash, you're leading it up.
Yeah, I mean,
All right. As you reach out for it, the door busts open, and a wiry, crazy-looking man steps out in front of you, almost hitting you. Doesn't even seem to see you. One eye is bigger than the other, and he's like, "Do you think they told me I don't know apples? I know apples. I know apples better than all of these fools. Apples were my whole life. I've been here since the orchard started. I know apples." And he just walks off, muttering to himself in chaos.
a weird dude.
What?
All right, Steve Jobs, calm down. Sorry.
Hey,
Apples with a touchscreen.
What even is that?
30,000 songs in an apple.
what? You can listen to Apple?
No, but you might.
What?
God damn it.
Are you? Listen. First of all, you just almost hit my friend here with the door, so I would appreciate an apology.
I have no time for this.
It
he
seems
turns
like
around
you got
and
plenty of
scurries off.
time. Hey,
Wait, no,
wait,
wait.
I was talking to you.
You were just saying that you lived here. Bass is just following him now.
Bash. Yeah.
Well,
I ring
wait,
him
no,
back in.
he lived here like his whole life. He might know where like the dead sick thing is coming from.
I don't think he even knows where he is.
Oh,
Let's
does
go
he
inside.
say anything? He's just
I'm
running
hungry. He doesn't have any
Ah,
food.
Apples.
He's only talking about
Apples!
apples. I want something that's not apples to go into my belly,
off. All right, well,
please.
goodbye, weirdo. Bash continues. Steps up to open the door again. Pauses. You think anybody's gonna come out again?
I don't know, but if they do, I bet they'll be rambling about bananas this time.
What's a banana? Bash opens the door.
All right, you go inside and you guys see you see 5 tables, a small little stage in the corner, and a bar. And behind the bar stands a human woman, just like polishing a glass. There's one person at a table in the bar who is like muffling his coughs between sips of his brew.
Oh, finally, somebody in charge.
Why
Let's go
is-
talk to the woman.
Why is everything in this town so sticky? Everything's so gross and sticky.
I think
I
it's
hate
because
it
of the
here.
weird apple thing. I think apple.
The sugar air.
Cause.
Ren he touches like the handrail or something like a table, and it's not even sticky. He's just like, ugh, God,
That'd be interesting if it like dust flies in the air, but here it's just like aerosol sugar.
It's apple
Just
dust.
from yeah.
The apple mill.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Apple Mills. That's the big. It's not Apple. It's Apple Mills, and that's the big company. Everyone wants to put their gold into Apple Mills. Anyway, Ren walks to the counter and sits and just looks at the woman and like waits for her to like come and acknowledge him and do the whole song and dance like his butler or a servant would. So he just sits down and just stares at her.
So she walks up to you and she hands you like a little written piece of paper that says, "What would you like on it?"
What is this?
She gestures to her throat and points to it, and she's insinuating that she can't talk, she can't speak.
Bash comes up, bows to her.
She does a little nod in return.
Clearly, this is the one in charge, so we're not worthy to speak to her yet.
How do you know she's in charge? And I don't think it's that. I think she just can't talk.
No, that can't be it. She's the woman, so she's obviously the most powerful one here.
She's the only one here. I mean, besides that guy, There's like one other guy in here, right?
Yes,
He
there's
obviously
one other person in there.
he's like drunk in the corner or whatever. I guess but your assumption is probably right,
Well,
but
this is the biggest house. This is the biggest house we've been to.
close
And
enough.
this is obviously a woman because of boobs.
She,
Points at her.
is she just
saying
looking
this.
at us?
She looks affronted.
And so Bass is like, so she's clearly the most powerful entity around.
Fair enough. Ren takes the piece of paper and like his little quill or whatever and writes on it. Or well, no, I wouldn't have to write to it. She can hear me.
Correct.
She just has to write to me.
Correct.
Sorry, my mistake. Ren just looks at her and just says, "Sorry about him." Mostly.
She nods, and as you look at her, you see she does not look good. Like,
Yeah, she's
her eyes
also
are sunken
ill.
in, her cheeks are sallow. It looks like she hasn't had any kind of sustenance for like
Ooh.
days.
Do you have any food here?
She nods and walks to the kitchen.
Is this food gonna be safe to eat, Bash?
I mean, if I were to put it on a scale from like human to orc food, I'd probably put it past orc food, and that means it's not safe. Orc food is just barely edible anyway.
I'm so hungry.
In a few minutes, she comes out with a plate. It smells very good. The food is palatable for sure. It's like a piece of chicken breast with glazed apples.
Ren is very, very like, because he doesn't want to get whatever the hell is inflicting these people, but he's so hungry by this point
Right.
that he eats it and is like
You find it
ravenous.
appealing. Yeah, it's not
Okay.
bad.
And he says,
What do you think?
Bash kind of.
There's presentation here. You've never seen anything with presentation.
Bash seems perplexed.
It's not great, but it's
He seems absolutely perplexed that
it's on a plate.
it's on a plate
That
and
comes
not
with
in
silverware.
a bowl or something made out of a shell.
Yeah.
He's like, and especially, are there utensils?
Yep, there's silverware right there.
And Bash is
napkins.
just absolutely flabbergasted, and then he sees you.
That's a fork.
Oh, all right. And he jabs the fork into the whole chicken and lifts it up and eats it.
I mean,
Oh.
close enough.
I've
I
never
guess.
had rabbit like this before.
That's not a rabbit. That's a chicken.
Huh. Hey, where'd you catch this chicken rabbit?
She looks at you and she sets down a glass and she pulls out a little notepad. She was like, "We cultivate chickens," and hands you the note.
Cultivate
They farm them.
farm. You guys use a lot of hard words.
This is gonna be a lot of learning for you, isn't it, Bash?
Well, clearly she's powerful. Look at how many tiny skins she has.
And so thin.
This weird magic. What was her name? I met this weird, like hot orc but not orc, and she's the one that invited me to the party.
Oh.
And
yeah.
she gave me skin like this instead
There
of
was
paper.
there was a weird hot lady in my group too that came to see me, and she was not happy when I was barefoot. I was a mess. I ran down a road, and she looked at me like I was a pig in the barn.
Bash puts his hand on your shoulder. That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Bash, you remember that the not
The not orc.
the not orc
The
that
hot
handed
not
you your
orc.
letter was
Greg.
was
Greg.
Malia.
I have it written down somewhere in this mess.
Her name
She
was
was
Malia.
purple. She was purple, and I wrote kinda hot with a question mark.
Uh-oh.
That weird aberrant
Malia.
deviant.
Well, that's not skin, though. By the way, though, it's paper.
Yeah, paper, weird skin.
No. Paper is paper. Comes from trees.
Bash's eyes go wide. Wait, you can kill tree to
No.
get paper?
No, you don't kill the tree. I mean, surely you've chopped down a tree before, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
tree turn into log, log
Uh-huh.
turn into stick, stick turn into fire.
Well, you can
That's taught
also
at orc school.
you can also cut log really, really thin, and then like break it up and mix it with some stuff, and I don't know, and make it into a goo. But you make paper.
Bash is so confused, but he seems kind of excited. So wait, you're telling me if I cut the tree up, beat the tree up, and then mix it with goo, it turns into paper?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, the orcs are going to be so excited about this.
We're making scientific breakthroughs.
New crafting recipe unlocked.
Paper.
As you guys are discussing this, the man at the table behind you begins a truly unruly coughing fit. He starts clutching at his throat.
Oh my god.
And he falls out of his chair and is still. The coughing ceases.
Did that guy just die?
The woman from behind the bar rushes out to him and like tries to revive him to no avail.
Ren gets up, keeps a good distance, and completely covers his all the way up to his eyes almost with his ascot, and is like, "Why are you all so ill? What's happening? Do you know what's happening?"
She says, "Let's see if I can do this." There's been She tries to talk. It's real bad. It's been happening lately. It's bad. Please help.
Oh,
It's bad.
I know why she was talking with magic paper now.
And then because she's speaking, she starts to cough.
Okay, we want to help you. I want to help you. What can we do to help you? I've never done any medical.
You've read stories of investigations.
I don't know how to fix anything that hurts on the inside. I can only fix things that hurt on the outside.
All right, Bash.
Yeah.
Ren thinks for a moment, and he's like, "Okay."
There was
One
a
of my-
shaman at the village, and she could probably fix it.
We don't have any shaman here. Are you
Huh.
a shaman?
No, I'm not
Shit.
good at that.
Ren harkens back to his time in the study, and I would imagine that there was like one or two crummy detective novels that, like, the fantasy equivalent
Naturally.
of detective novels,
Naturally.
and he probably enjoyed them a lot as a kid. And he's like, I gotta do what they did in these detective novels. And he's like, all right, Bash, it's just us here. I don't think that these people really know a whole lot about what's going on. And if they do, it's gonna be hard to get them to tell us because they're all like dying.
So as you're recollecting these stories, you remember a piece of investigative advice that came from your favorite one,
Ooh.
which was always follow the thread that stands out.
All right, Bash.
Yeah.
My childhood hero, besides Grognak, the atomic elbow dropper.
Yeah,
Dude,
he's,
leveled the
he's
city.
real solid.
Was what? Do detectives have like a prefix?
Isn't it like
Inspector sometimes.
okay? That's a good one.
Yeah.
Was the detective novels in Inspector Gringo. Don't use that.
Burlock gnomes.
Burlock. No. Listen, Burlock gnomes. All right, listen. He always said we gotta start with the thread that sticks out, right?
Sure.
And so, what sticks out other than their horrendously awful coughs?
Those apples tasted pretty bad. It might have something to do with those.
You think the apples are causing the coughs? Do I feel sick from eating an apple?
You begin to feel, as you think about it,
No.
you begin to feel a scratch in your throat.
Bash, you're right. It's the apples.
Yeah, I mean, they're like everywhere. They taste really bad, but everyone seems to eat them here for
Because
some
they're
reason.
delicious. Oh no. Renwin immediately takes the apples out of his bag and like throws them onto the floor. And he goes to the woman and he's like, listen, I don't know your name. Don't tell me because it's going to hurt. But just stop eating the apples. Do not eat any more apples.
She looks at you beyond confused at what you're
I
saying.
promise
this is a core
you-
part of their life.
I promise you, you do not want to eat these apples. There's like a couple apples left on his plate. Anyway, smacks. He's like, get
Smacks
these away
them
from
all.
me. Oh no!
What
Bash!
people sound like.
Did you catch the sick?
I've had like 3 of those apples. I ate another one on the way here. I'm gonna be in the ground within a week. I'm gonna be like that guy. And I look at the guy. Is he dead?
He's certainly dead.
Oh, Bash.
Huh.
Oh no, I should have stayed at the manor. I'm gonna die. I'm not even gonna make it. I'm not even gonna make it to armor class. I'm gonna die before I get there because of these fucking apples.
All right. Well, both of you roll a history check. Just roll a d20.
1d20.
1d20.
Ooh. Bash,
I got a 10.
I got a 12.
Nice. Perfect. So as you guys are sitting here amongst this chaos, reflecting on the sentiment of always follow the thread that stands out,
Burlap gnomes.
Burlock gnomes.
Burlock. No,
Burlock,
I said
yeah.
burlap. Burlap gnomes.
Burlock gnomes.
Burlock gnomes.
One thing seems to stand out in your minds. Amongst a town of coughing people, one chaotic little man with different size eyes went on a full rant, but did not cough once.
Oh.
Told you we needed the weird man.
He didn't cough.
No, I just thought he would know.
You know what? I apologize, Bash. I shouldn't have doubted you. I will take responsibility for that.
So I'm wrong all the time. It's okay.
Yeah, no, that's true. But
Ren was just thinking with his stomach.
I was so listen. Mr. Pimbleton made a whole breakfast and I didn't touch it because I never do because he always makes it. But had I known that I would be going on this whole adventure, I would have eaten the whole thing and taken some of it with me. But I left in such a hurry. I didn't think this through, Bash. I didn't think this through at all.
I've come to a realization. Ren,
Yeah.
I think you're my friend.
Well, I appreciate that, Bash. I think you're my friend too.
And I'm gonna put trust in you.
I will do the same. I think that that's the only way we're going to be able to get out of this situation without dying like this guy.
All right.
I don't think you want to be like this guy.
No, that wouldn't be ideal.
No, not before you're full orc.
Yeah.
I got to see that full orc glory.
Yeah, and I gotta see that full elf glory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High five.
God damn it.
All right. Let's
All right.
go
All right.
find that crazy guy. I'm
let's
sure if
go.
we just step outside, we'll fucking hear him rambling through the town.
Yeah, let's go hunt down a crazy old man.
I bet you're good. I bet you're good at that. Can you track him like he's a rabbit? Imagine he's just a big loud rabbit.
Bash hones in on his tracking
He
ability.
starts sniffing the ground like a bloodhound.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Down on all fours. Like fucking Gollum.
Yes.
You want me to roll to track this guy? or-
Yeah, roll the track.
Okay. I got a 14.
Of 14.
Ooh.
Wildly enough, you pick up on his scent.
He's this way. Bash points with his nose.
I knew you could do it, Bash. I knew you could do it.
Starts galloping on all fours.
Oh my
Redwin
God.
excitedly runs behind him.
You know, a lot of people ask me, hey, Garmalaxion, master of the arcane, what is the hardest part about being the most badass and handsome wizard in all the 9 realms? Well, I'll level with you. It's the legs. I spend all this time and all my components casting wicked, sick spells at some fools, and their stupid little eggs hop right out of the way of my lightning or some shit, and it really tussles my toadstools, you know? But luckily for you, if you're a sick magic slinging hunk like me, I've found the answer for our conundrums. I've ordered some lovely prints from oakenthornartistry.com and adorned my walls and all of my lair with some of the most breathtaking prints of hand-painted work from one of the most renowned artists in all the land. And now these silly scrubs are so busy gawking at this luxurious, high-quality, one-of-a-kind finished pieces of quality art, they don't even notice when I slither my little body behind them and blast them into the worm dimension. Now, you may be thinking, but I don't need any art for my walls. And I say, you fool! Not only does oakenthornartistry.com have wonderful framed canvases or poster-style prints, they also have high-quality enamel mugs for you to sip your devious potions from. Exquisite. So, if you're a US-based trickster looking to stop adventurers in their tracks with some amazing-looking art on your boring, dinky walls, or maybe a mug to get for that special sorcerer down at the local tavern, wink wonk, then click the link in the description and discover magic in art at Oakenthorn Artistry. That's all.
All right, so you guys blast out of the doors of the tavern, out into the courtyard. The few people that are out there look weirdly at the teenage boy on all fours,
Ignore the Bash.
just like sniffing the air.
If they're not rambling incoherently, they don't matter right now.
Right, Ren. I'll lead the way.
Just galloping.
So
It's beautiful.
as you guys rush through the town, taking a couple turns, it's not big, but you follow the main road out of the like main square, and you come to a fork in the road. Roll me another tracking check there.
Ooh.
Gotta say, really hate having absolutely no modifier.
I know.
Can
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Wow.
As,
All right, great.
As he's sniffing the ground here, can I do a little perception to see if there's anybody that looks like they're also dying around us? Like,
Yeah,
are
go
people
ahead.
just dropping? I'm scared of how bad this is and how long I have to figure this out before I die. I got a 12.
There's nobody supremely around you. Everybody's kind of holed up right now.
Okay.
But as you exited the town, you saw some people like struggling with their balance, being held up by others,
Right.
and just like riddled with coughs. Which, speaking of, a coughing fit overtakes you as you are about to take a turn here.
Bash.
Bash slides to a stop on his hands.
Bash.
Ren, no! He scoops you.
Oh. I'm alright.
My new friend. I'll carry you the rest of the way. Bash throws you on like a backpack.
It's so jostling. I'm just being completely jostled.
It's extremely uncomfortable.
Bash.
But he's running at full speed regardless.
Good God.
And as you don your friend backpack, with your nat 20, you look over your shoulder at your friend and be like, I know right where he is.
I know exactly where this man is.
I know where we're going.
Bash, I knew you could do it, Bash.
I found the rabbit's den.
Oh, that... I'm not gonna lie, that sounds a lot less intimidating than I think you thought it would.
Oh. The crazy old manhole. Let's
Oh.
go.
Okay.
All right, and you barrel on down the path with your friend backpack, and this road is now taking you along the edge of the orchard, and as you go down it, the trees are getting bigger and older, and you come across this by far the oldest house that you've seen in the midst of this town. The door is even like hanging kind of off the hinges, and Bash, as you smell the air, you say you know this is where you're going.
Hold on, Ren. I'll save you. Bash runs and tries to kick the door in.
The door flies off the rusted, broken down hinges
Jesus Christ.
with a massive crash.
Good God, Bash. Bash, put me down.
All right, we're ready. Bash sets you down, pulls out 2 throwing axes.
Whoa, alright. A. Upon seeing the door. That's extremely impressive, I will say. B. Let's try not to just go. We need answers before we murder.
Oh.
We're looking for answers first. Murder second, if it comes to that. But we're hopefully just looking for answers here.
As you cross the threshold, a crouched man stands in the corner. He's like, "Oh, it's you two."
Renduin immediately
It's you.
hides behind Bash and is like, "Murder him, Bash! Murder him!"
Bash charges in.
He flicks a wrist and stops you in place.
Bash! I forgot. This is a bad time to mention. I'm completely unarmed. I didn't leave with any weapon. I don't have anything.
Is Bash
He says, "What are you doing here?"
Is this
Look.
like held person? Am I frozen or paralyzed?
You have no idea.
Can Bash talk?
Yes, Bash can talk.
Red. In my bag, there are 3 more axes. I can't move. I'm trying. He's
Ren-
like fully flexed.
What
sweating.
are you doing here?
Ren
what have you
puts
come
his
to my home
hands up
for?
and he says, "Don't freeze me, mister. Listen, okay? You were rambling at the bar, and we happened to notice that you're the only one in this damn town that's not hacking a lung out.
Well, of course.
Why? What's going on?
Because I am not ill-fated enough to partake in my own curse.
Oh, yeah. Ren reaches for an axe in the bag.
They told me I knew not of the apples. I wanted to create a new strain of apple, a new breed, one that was both tart and crisp, but they called me a fool.
And so you started poisoning
Well,
people?
of course, these were my apples first, and they tell me I know nothing of their potential. As you can see, the trees got bigger and older as you got out here. This orchard was started by my family, and I have partaken in apple magic. I know the fates of sugar. I know the future, and it's tart and sweet.
Making me not do a saving throw of any kind is extremely rude. How can I get out
Plot
of
armor.
Ah,
This man is completely insane.
This man is completely unhinged.
How
So
can I break through? I'm trying with all of my might.
He just had to monologue.
That's all.
As he's monologuing, you feel you can move again.
He loses concentration.
Yeah, he's a mad old man.
Listen, dude. You're gonna really
I throw
upset.
an axe at him.
You really upset Bash.
The axe hits
Oh my god.
Cool.
and
Good lord.
what is that, like a D6?
Yeah.
Roll a D6.
4. There's B plus whatever my strength is.
He says, "Ow! Ow! What was that for?"
Look, bro. First of all, I mean, you froze him. You kind of deserve it. You're hiding in this creepy little house.
He points his other axe. You tried to kill Ren, which makes you my enemy.
I appreciate it, Bash, but I don't think he's gonna run. I don't think he's gonna fight back.
Well, now he can't run.
Well,
I
yeah,
got his leg.
yeah. It was a very impressive throw, but I don't.
You monsters!
You're
How
the.
dare
What are
you?
you talking about? You're the monster. You just started poisoning people because they didn't like your shitty apples.
I
bro.
just wanted to make a new apple, and they told me I was a fool.
So you killed them? I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Killed? No.
People are dying out there.
They chose to eat the apples.
Bash
Yeah,
throws
I did
the
too.
other axe. And it
Bash.
misses wildly.
Bash, wait. I have to be cured of this. He has to fix me before we kill him.
He sidesteps the axe throw this time, and he says, "You dare, and then he holds up a hand and he freezes you again.
Oh, Bash.
Bash standing, still in the throne stance.
I
struggling.
am the apple wizard. I know all the sugary secrets, the
Yeah.
tart tantalizations."
He is Steve Jobs. He's right.
While he's holding me. Quick, Ren, this is your chance.
And there's an axe.
He says,
Sorry, go ahead.
he says,
Go ahead, Apple Wizard.
"This is so unfair. My legacy, my family's legacy, dwindled down to nothing. A fool, they call me, a fool."
But what if? Hear me out, okay? No one knows that this was a byproduct of your apples. We're the ones that figured this out, and we've only figured out by loosely putting things together. What if you saved your family's legacy by helping us cure this, and people would see you as a hero? They don't know that this was created by you. All they would know is that you helped that you fixed it, and then everyone could be cured of this ailment, and you could restore your legacy to better than it was before. Have your orchard back, all the respect of the people that would be cured by you, and no longer be dying. I see that as a win-win, Bash. How do you feel about that?
Ren, he's clearly evil as fuck.
Dude, I know.
We have to stop this thing.
Fucking kill us.
The man goes to stroke a beard that isn't there. So he's not even touching his chin. He's just stroking air that could be a beard. And he says, "You have a point. What if I put the cure in my apples, the new ones?
Right.
And then everybody will know that I cured the plague."
Also, just throwing this out there, might I propose? You said that you studied the wonderful apple magic, right? You seem very powerful.
Yes. There's no such thing as apple magic.
Right.
None at all.
Right. What if you could potentially, now hear me out, this is going to sound a little blasphemous towards an apple magician, but if you could take an apple, put the cure in it, and maybe slightly alter the apple to where it maybe tasted like, I don't know, like maybe a grape, and then you called it like a grapple, I think that would really take off around here. You could grow them on the same trees.
That's
And
perfect. The apples that I make are purple.
there you go. The variation will get people stoked. Everyone will eat these cure apples.
because of the hot new thing. Everyone's cured. Everyone loves you. Everyone's alive. I'm not dying. I don't want to die.
He drops Bash and grabs a purple apple from his shelf and he waves a hand over it. And he says, "Here, friend."
Ren takes it and looks at Bash. And he's like, Bash? I don't.
Yes.
If this kills me right now, just take all the shiny rocks on me and run. And he bites the apple.
Immediately as the apple hits the back of your throat, the scratch is gone.
Oh man. I'm not gonna die. See, now if we just give these to the people that are dying, because I'm gonna be honest, I understand that you were scorned here, but it seems like a little bit much to be killing people.
Do
right?
not minimize my suffering.
No, I'm not minimizing your suffering. I just think that maximizing the suffering on others isn't the way to go. Why don't we solve problems together by uplifting everyone instead of putting them down?
I think that will be a great legacy. I have very few years left, and I am the last of the Applewoods.
I mean, you probably have even less now that there's a gash in your leg.
It's likely.
Bash walks
Looks
up,
at Bash.
grabs the axe that's stuck in the wall, looks at his leg, look at the axe sticking in his leg, holds his hand out.
To be fair, you did
Makes him pull it out.
you did deserve it. You froze him. I mean,
Pulls the axe out.
ooh.
And hands it back to you. And then he takes
So you
he
fix-
takes a gold apple and he waves his hand over it and it shimmers, and then he just kind of like splits it in half and rubs it on his wound and finds it healed.
Dude's
And
crazy.
for a second you're like, is there really,
Is there
apple,
really
magic?
apple magic?
Is there really apple magic?
He said there was. There's got to be apple magic.
I mean, I guess there might be apple magic.
This is the closest to apple magic you guys have ever seen.
Apple
That was
magic.
very well. He's like, out back there is a cart of my apples. Take it to the town.
Tape it.
Take it to the town and tell them that carnivorous applewood saved the day.
Carnivorous apple.
Carnivorous applewood.
Applewood.
Applewood. They're all
Applewood.
named after. We're all named after trees.
Okay, carnivorous applewood. Man, I'm sorry,
Saved
but that is
the
a
day.
villain name. But no, yeah, you did. You did.
Yes.
You did also kind of cause the problem, but you saved it also. Just listen.
Oh no, I definitely did.
Yeah. Just
And they deserved it. But I will honor my family's legacy
I
and
want
put
to
an end to the curse.
I just want to say before we go, what you've done, this is a great work that we've accomplished here. You're not going to do this again, are you? We're not going to leave and you're going to poison the town again, and just because somebody, I don't know, knocked over your trash can or something, and all of a sudden you're poisoning the water supply, or
My
because-
family did not start the reign of trash cans.
All right, well, I'm just saying, we do know where you live now, and Bash does really like throwing axes, so if we hear about more people getting poisoned, we might have to come back.
Threat heard and understood. Nods at Bash.
Bash slowly nods,
All right, well,
debating on throwing another axe at this very moment.
Ren puts a calming hand on Bash's shoulder and is like, I think we're going to go distribute some apples.
I think this is just going to cause more trouble later.
I mean, I
But,
don't know. I feel pretty good after this cure apple. I'm not coughing anymore. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it might cause more trouble.
Make haste. You said
Carnivorous.
people are dying.
I just want you to know I don't like you. Bash
That's
walks out the door.
valid. That's so valid.
It's valid. Sorry.
Bash picks up one end of the cart and acts as the horse would, pulling the cart.
Renduin just walks with the cart.
I thought you would ride.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, he hops on the cart. And he does the full, he's like sitting on a pile of apples, like hands behind head, just lean back.
Bash hands you a
Chilling.
rope.
Yeah.
Feeling
To
real
guide.
good.
Loosely holding it.
Yep.
I'm just like, back to town. We gotta throw some apples at some people. Good job, Bash. You know, we did some good work back there.
Bash begins to trot like a horse, pulling the cart.
So far, you've trotted and galloped.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm proud. I'm proud of us. That was a good shot. You hit him right in the leg.
You
Couldn't have gone
think
nowhere.
These curse curing apples cure other curses?
That's a good question. I doubt it. We could keep a couple just in case. I hand
I'm
you
not
an
going to
apple,
eat any, but I'll keep one.
Yeah.
Puts it in the bag.
and I put one in my bag as well.
You
And
guys
then-
can each add a grapple
yeah,
to your inventory.
plus one grapple.
Great. So as you go through the town and you distribute, the change is palpable. People start, they're relieved of their cough. I think they lost like 18 people in the fray.
Damn.
You guys witnessed one, which, you know, is not a small number in a population of 500.
Yeah.
It was a hefty curse on these apples.
What an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you get that.
Hey, Ren,
Yeah.
after we're done with the party, can we come back and kill that guy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I think we should. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I would have let you slaughter him right then and there, but my only issue is that he seemed really good at freezing you.
Yeah, we got to figure out a way to stop that.
Yeah, and I've never used. I'm still holding one of your axes. Like I just have it, like because
Oh.
I never give it back.
Oh.
I've never used one of these things. I was just holding it to freak him out. If I tried to throw this, I'm pretty sure it would have hit me.
That's kind of impressive.
Thanks, man.
That's just slowly
Yeah, I hand
takes
you your
the axe away.
hand you your axe back. But I imagine as we're rolling through the town, Ren's just like throwing apples out like
Yeah.
the newspapers.
Yeah, pretty much. You guys end up setting up in the town square, and the word spreads really quickly. And the guy that Erengard, he's one of the elders.
Mhm.
He comes back and gets an apple. He's like, "Oh, thank you." Now he sounds like that.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, thank you very much for your service." And he hands you a bag, and inside the bag is 30 gold pieces.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ren
Holy shit.
puts his
Yeah,
hands
it went up quite a bit as people were dying. Like,
he peeks into the bag and like shakes it, and it has that all too familiar gold shake sound.
yeah.
And he gives it a good look over, and he hands it to Bash. And he's like, "You hold on to you earn these shiny rocks. You hold on to these ones. These are your shiny rocks. You don't let anybody take those from you. If anyone even looks at your shiny rocks, Bash, you smack them across the face. Unless they're a shopkeeper, they're allowed to look at your shiny rocks."
Bash looks at you with incredible focus and nods. Okay. We did good.
We did great, Bash. We're gonna make a millionaire out of you one day.
So as you guys are there distributing apples, the almost everybody in the town comes out because nearly everybody was ill. Erengard stands upon a pulpit and announces that there's going to be a party this evening in your guys' honor for saving Oakhaven. So you did get your party after all.
It's a party before the party.
Hell yeah.
You guys have the nicest
yeah.
room in the inn, and a little party. You eat the best food that you've had outside of the manor.
Nice.
Which, isn't saying much.
Right.
We level up.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, you guys get some stores and stockpiles of food to take with you, some
Nice.
rations, and the next morning you continue on your journey, headed west to Taron Ka and your adventures at Armor Class.
As we're walking and leaving the town with our now kind of heavier bags, I turn to Bash as we're just kind of walking along, and I'm like, Bash, I gotta tell you something.
You want me to carry your bag again?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I give him
Puts
the bag.
the backpack on top of his backpack. Like a pack mule.
We did pretty good, but I'm gonna be honest. I was winging it that whole time. I'm scared, Bash. You're the first friend I've ever had outside of Mr. Pimbleton, and I gotta be straight with you, man. I don't know what I'm doing out here. It's scary.
We got this. And
We
you
got
have the crazy old weird apple wizards come up. We know better for next time.
Right. I do the talking, you do the throwing.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Sick knuckle bump.
So as you guys walk off into the sunset, so to speak, unbeknownst to you, we flash out back into the room of this decrepit old apple wizard. And talking to himself, he says, "The hero in the end." And he takes an apple from his side table and takes a big, excited bite of it. He's like, "Yes, yes." Proceeds to choke on the bite of apple. And then, in the ensuing panic, hits his head on a cast iron skillet, knocks himself out, falls to the ground, and slowly dies. Bringing an end to the Applewood line.
Damn.
And that's
I don't
where
know
we'll
that.
intercept.
I'm not going to write any notes. I don't know that.
Nope.
It's still on my quest to come back and kill
Come
this
back,
man.
kill
Yep.
that guy.
I'm going to come back and find his skeleton in there and be like,
Yep.
Huh.
Well, I guess that takes care of itself.
Door still blown off the hinges.
Yeah.
He's there, dead.
So our
That's good.
legend is going to spread from this tiny town that we slayed the apple wizard.
Yeah, unbeknownst to us, we slayed him.
Yeah.
Yep,
We didn't.
exactly.
We don't know that we killed him.
They don't
but
even check his throat.
Yeah, all they see is the gash in his leg, and they're like, he died. I killed him.
And
That's
off you
great.
go
That's great.
to Taron Ka.
Heroes already.
We're on a journey to discover what we're made of in a world that we don't know. Humble beginnings to the grandest of adventures to show. The future is calling our names, and we will cross that horizon into brighter days. We will stand in the face of defeat, so we can rise up above the mistakes that we've made, to believe in the good that we see. As the world keeps on turning and the winds of change blow, we'll rely on the friends that we've made. As new evils arise, we will defend our homes from the perils that stand in our way.
Ladies and gentlemen, that once again brings us to the end of this week's episode of Armor Class. We do hope that you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed making it. Join us next week or on the Patreon today for Eliana and Horace's episode as they make their way to Taron Ka. If you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, do all the social media things, and leave us a review. We'd love to hear back from you and get your feedback on the production, the quality, the story, anything at all that might be on your mind about the world of Armor Class. All of our links, including the link to our Patreon, are available in our link tree, which you will find in the description of this podcast. Once again, thank you so much for listening. We are so excited to share the story of these characters with you and the world of Taron Ka. But be sure to stay tuned because there is so much more to come in the lives of Eliana, Bash, Horace, and Ren. And with that being said, I have nothing left for you. Don't forget to do your homework and stay out of detention. See you next week.